To me, Global Reach Out is inspiring.
It's connecting with God, reaching out to the world, and impacting life.
The stories that shared is so personal and it deeply impacted me.
Global Reach Out to me is reach out to the truth.
Connecting hearts, connecting lives. You're listening to Global Reach Out.
Welcome back to Global Outreach in Bringing Heaven Home. And we will continue on towards chapter 3, which is Every Season Count, understanding the critical rhythms of life. This is a very important chapter. And if you look at the word season, this is mentioned in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, to everything there is a season. There is a time to every purpose under heaven. And Solomon mentioned it 28 times, this word season. And the common verse that we know of is in verse 8, that there is a time and a season for everything. A time to hate, a time for war, and a time of peace. And one thing I realized that every season of the child's life is significant. Everybody's life, actually, every season, every time, every moment is so significant. And fathers, we need to take note of that. If not, there'll be lots of regrets. And I have a lot of regrets, but I move on to make sure I try to do something about it. So let's move on. We are using the 4 seasons about spring, summer, autumn to make it interesting for us to realize where we are in the seasons of life. There are 4 seasons, and spring is basically where you are within 26 to 35 years of age, which is the stepping out phase of the first success season. Summer is within the age of 36 to 46, which is the second success season on which you will build on. Autumn will be 46 to 45, which is being viewed as half-time, a time of reflection, a time of thinking what really you want to do with your life. And in Singapore, at 55 is the retirement age, where you can bring back money from your CPF if you meet the minimum requirement. And 55 onwards to 70 is being seen as a winter years. It's a significant years whereby you need to think through again. It is an overlapping autumn and winter. What really are the significant things that you want to do with your life? And when you move on to 71, this is the golden years. And you need to think through of how to finish well as you impact, as you groom the younger generation. Now, at every season, you will face a crisis. There will be a conflict. But in every crisis, in every conflict, there will be opportunity for yourself and even for your child. In fact, from the very beginning, in the first year even of your child's life, and there will be crisis at every age. And in this crisis, if as a father you are sensitive, you will use this crisis as a turning point in the child psychosocial development. Now, this word, it may be a big word, but if you Google it, the founder of it is actually Erik Erikson, who developed the 8 stages of the psychosocial development. You want to go into details, Google it. A lot of explanation is being given on that. So let me repeat, in a conflict, there's a need. And you don't resolve the need successfully, that particular child of yours will either grow up to be positive or negative. If you do it well in meeting the needs of the child in this crisis, using the opportunities, he'll be transformed to become very positive, very competent, very confident, or if the needs are not being met, it is the other way around. He becomes very inadequate, low self-esteem, he will lose all kinds of confidence. So how you influence, how you meet the child at every season makes a lot of difference. Now, the next slide is very significant. I'll spend just a little bit of time, probably within 3 to 4 minutes. Now, this, you see the green, it is a children's seasons of life. And you see the top one, the blue, it is a father seasons of life. Usually, most father would father the children on the green bottom, they would have become fathers, and they would have been married by the time they are 36. So let's move on as I try to explain as clearly as I can. 1 to 6 years old will be the mother impact years. 7 to 12 is the father impact years, and 13 to 18, they become teenage. That's where the teenage influence is very important, the peer impact. And from 20 onwards to 25, it is again, the father, if you miss it in the early years, this is another opportunity for you to come to impact your child. They would have gone to universities, studying, finished in the natural progression, where the culture in the university life, new teachings, new knowledge will be a cultural impact. This is considered the foundation years, the child founding years. And 26 onwards is where they will be going out to work, stepping out to work into the work life. And I would have put it 10 years. When they go, it is being seen as the spring of their life, their first success season. If they're not doing well, likely at the age of 36, it should be the first career change. Of course, nowadays, the people, the youngsters on this age group change job quite quickly. Then you move on, the father seasons of life at 36 would be seen as the summer season period of the life. Give yourself another 10 years, 36 to 45 is the second period of your success period where you build on your career. And if you're not doing well, probably that will be a second career change. And then from 45 onwards to 55, at the age of 50, we take that as a half-time. This is just a guide. And if you are still clueless about what you're going to do with your life, at 50 is a time you decide on what the career change should be. Because that will give you about 10 years to 60 or 65 to build on your career or to do a business that you may think it's significant. So going back again at the bottom, the mother impact years are the period whereby the bonding of the child with the mother is so significant that a lot of research showing forth about the brain development of the child is so significant to how they are with the mother. It is developing the basic skills of sucking, drinking, walking, running, gaining initiative and confidence. The father impact years is the learning period, the cognitive development of the child, and it's to move on into teenage. They are in primary school. It's measuring up, am I good enough or not? Then when they move into the teenage years, it is about identity crisis. Who am I? Who am I in this world? They want to discover themselves as an adult, and then you move on. There can be kind of a confusion if the fathers don't come on to confer their identity. It will be quite a challenging period of their life. Okay, let me move on to this emphasis about the first year. You will realize this is the first image of a mother bonding with a child, and this is a technical medical word called oxytocin is generating. You can see the colors. The child feels love when there's bonding, when there's contact. And this is a period, the brain development of the child is very significant. The first 3 years is the brain development of the child. So significant, where the breast milk of the mother that plays a very significant part. And by the age of 2, 80% of the brain development of the child would have grown to that level already. So this is very significant. Very often, fathers or mothers may take it lightly. I'm emphasizing again, it is significant. So let's sum up that phase 1 is 1 to 6, the mother impact years. Intimacy is important. 6 to 11, father impact years. Dad is primary, the one that do the bonding of the child instead of leaving them alone. Then phase 2 is 12 to 18. It's a group adventure phase where they go out, the peer, with the group. The social impact is very important. That's where they're going to primary school, secondary school, JC impact. The fathers must come along as an interactive coach, as a guide. Then phase 3 is a stepping up phase, whereby they would have finished their education. And by this period, they would have probably choose who their wife is going to be. And that's where you come in as a friend, as a coach, as an influencer. Phase 4, whereby they will be moving, we're talking about the stepping out phase. Marriage, family, career development is significant. It is the most challenging years. And you come along as a priority, helping this adult child of yours about their priorities. Then phase 5, 41 to 50, is about halftime, a time to reflect about success, significance. And then phase 6 is about you living a significant life, mentoring others. And phase 7 is finishing your life well. And so when we talk about this period, the child's development, success is a word that is so important. This is talking about the 26 onwards, they go into work where success is significant, they want to do well, they want to make a lot of money, but they face the reality, the tension that if success is it, tension of time at home or time doing more work. There's a conflict of priority. And if the father is really reflecting, he'll be asking himself, what then is success all about? It's really stressful. And he has to think through what is success, what is happiness, what is significant. Let me give you a simple quote. Success is liking what you get. Go for your goals and all that. Happiness is liking what you get. And the world needs a father. We want them to go beyond that. It is significant. Finding meaning and purpose in what you do. And that's where we come along the father to guide them, to help them to discover that. And these are the questions that is in the workbook. If you have every question there is important, you can go to the book called Halftime by Bob Buford. Let me just run through quickly, if time permits. For what do I want to be remembered for? What will my life look like if it turns out the way I hope it would be? How much money do I need to leave behind? In 10 years' time, what am I going to be? Am I becoming a better person? What is my loyalty? And we go to 8, the importance of mentors. What the question 10 is, what pursuit is really dominating my life? What are the benefits? What are the drawbacks? And finally, what words would you want to leave at your grave? Now, when you look at every season count, one of the biggest regret many fathers would ask, oh, I missed it. No, I did not do what I need to do when he was 2, when he was 3, when he was 4, because I'm so distracted, working. And I just missed it. And there'll be a lot of regrets. But I would always encourage them, no, never it is too late to engage again in your children's life. There will be windows of opportunities when you make time to reach out to them again. Whatever age they may be, there are windows of opportunity for you to do just that. You have to decide how you want to live your life, at whatever stage you are in. Are you going to be indifferent about what is happening? Are you going to be so indulgent just doing what you do, me, I, and myself? Or you want to think in terms of the way God would want you to use at every stage to be an influence into your child's life? At the end of the day, whatever season, especially as you moved into the golden years of your life, it is learning to finish well. It is not how you start that is important. It's how you finish, becoming a positive influence, a godly father, reaching out, loving your family as what has been talked about in chapter 1. Exercising your moral authority, confirming their identity, loving them as God wants you to love them, and affirming them that they are precious, that they are important all the time. And you do that also when you're mentoring another father, when you attempt to change the world, one father at a time. Then you would have found your significant finishing well. Thank you very much for the time hearing me out. Thank you.
The program is proudly presented by Global Reach Out.
We welcome you to share our live enriching webcasts with family and friends through our website, global-reachout.org. Let's reach out to bless more lives together.